Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. The names that define the greatest dynasty in NBA history. But behind the scenes, in the shadow of legend, stood a European import who rewrote what the book on what a modern player could be. A smooth passer, cold-blooded shooter, 6'10" with the handle of a guard. This is the story of Toni Kukoč, the forgotten genius of the Chicago Bulls dynasty. So how good was Toni Kukoč actually? Let's find out. Toni Kukoč grew up in the city of Split, Yugoslavia, during a time of both political unrest and sporting glory. By 17, he was playing for Jugoplastika Split, a powerhouse of European basketball. Between 1989 and 1991, Toni helped the club win 3 consecutive EuroLeague titles, something only a handful of teams have ever done. He wasn't just a cog in the machine over there, he was the engine. Imagine a lanky teenager with Dirk Nowitzki's range, Magic Johnson's vision, and Larry Bird's confidence, and you're getting kind of close. Quoted as, "He was the best player in Europe, no question," said Dino Radja. "He could do things guys in the NBA weren't doing yet." By the time he was drafted in 1999 by the Bulls, second round, 29th pick, NBA scouts knew this kid was different. Toni stayed in Europe a few more years, perfecting his game. But in 1992, he got his first taste of the NBA's best, in the most high-pressure setting imaginable, the 1992 Barcelona Olympics. Team USA, the Dream Team. That's Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Charles Barkley, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird. And in their sights, well, that was Toni Kukoč. Why? Because Bulls GM Jerry Krause had been hyping up Kukoč for years, and Jordan and Pippen resented it. They were insulted that Krause was so eager to bring in this unproven European while neglecting the stars that built Chicago. So in the first Olympic matchup, they unleashed fury. Pippen face guarded Toni like it was Game 7, and Jordan played him like a personal grudge match. Toni scored just 4 points. But here's the twist. He didn't fold. In the gold medal rematch, he dropped 16 points and kept attacking. "He earned our respect," Pippen later admitted. "We came at him and he didn't back down." In 1993, Toni Kukoč finally joined the Chicago Bulls. But the team was in chaos. Michael Jordan had just retired after winning 3 straight championships, and the dynasty was in limbo. Enter Kukoč, whose rookie season looked a little something like this: 10.9 points per game, 4 rebounds a game, 3.4 assists on 45% from the field, and a countless amount of clutch moments. He wasn't just another role player. He became Chicago's go-to scorer in the clutch. You know the story. Game tied, 1.8 seconds left. Coach Phil Jackson draws up the final shot. Not for Scottie Pippen, but for Toni Kukoč. Pippen refuses to check in. Why? Because Kukoč, the new guy, was trusted in a moment of truth. Kukoč nails it. Game, set, match. This wasn't ego, this was Kukoč proving that he belonged on the biggest stage. When Jordan returned in 1995 and the Bulls rebuilt for another championship run, Kukoč's role shifted, but he didn't complain. Instead, he became one of the NBA's most versatile weapons off the bench. From 1996 to 1998, he averaged 13.1 points per game, 4.2 rebounds a game, 4.1 assists, and shot 38% from 3, and he won 6th Man of the Year in 1996. Phil Jackson used him like a Swiss Army knife. Backup point guard, stretch 4, wing creator, whatever you needed, Kukoč was there. And in crunch time, Toni Kukoč was often still on the floor. When Jordan and Pippen needed a breather, Toni kept the offense flowing. He was the glue that kept the Bulls system alive, especially in those brutal Eastern Conference playoff series. "We don't win 72 games without Toni," Jordan said in The Last Dance. When the Bulls dynasty collapsed in 1999, Kukoč stayed, but it was a sinking ship. Over the next few years, he bounced between teams: Philadelphia, Atlanta, Milwaukee. Though past his prime, he remained productive, still knocking down threes, still passing with flair, and still impossible to guard for those slower forwards. In 2006, he retired with just over 9,800 points, 3,500 assists, and nearly 4,000 rebounds. Not Hall of Fame numbers by volume, but in terms of impact, Toni Kukoč was undeniable. Kukoč was a blueprint. He paved the way for European players like Dirk Nowitzki, Hedo Turkoglu, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic. All four of those names are viable menaces to society. He proved that skill, well, that ranks over athleticism. That height plus vision could dominate in a league obsessed with brute strength. In 2021, he was inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame with Michael Jordan as his presenter. Tony was ahead of his time, Jordan said. Without him, we wouldn't have won the way we did. So how good was Toni Kukoč actually? A 3-time NBA champion, 6th Man of the Year, a European legend and a Hall of Famer, and one of the most versatile, unselfish, and underrated players the league has ever seen. He wasn't just good, he was revolutionary. Toni Kukoč didn't need the spotlight, he just needed the ball, and when he had it, basketball looked different. If you enjoyed the story, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and tell us in the comments, who do you think the most underrated player in NBA history is? Peace out.